Hello, my beautiful friend. All right, we are in February. We're officially in our Embrace the Spark February content bingo challenge. I wanted to make this really quick so that you guys understand what's happening. So originally, we started this in January. I had so much fun creating content that I just wanted to share this with as many people as wanted to take part of it. And originally, it was created just for the alumni members of my signature force, the Alchemized Content Method. It works best when you are in the course because everything that you need to really optimize your prompts for your captions and making sure that they are driving people to want to buy what you're offering, your services, whatever, is from the course itself, but it doesn't mean that you still can't participate and start creating content and building those habits of just getting in there and creating stuff that will actually still connect with your audience without the course, which is why I've opened it up to you guys in the Facebook group. And essentially, what it is that I've gamified a bingo version of how to create your content. Now, essentially, this is just a PNG version. And originally, I was going to just give you guys a PNG image of the actual bingo that's created in the app that I built. It wasn't that much fun, and I didn't want to cheat you guys out of the experience. So I've opened it up to you guys to be able to do it. Now, for the month of February, so you understand how this works. Love in all forms. This is to also help you just build those creative juices. And it is, doesn't matter what you do, who you serve, who you are, you should be able to find some inspiration to create content from each of these bots based on who you are, what you do, who you serve, and how you serve them. So, for instance, self love practice for my yoga magic, which is my pre and postnatal women's wellness yoga business. I could create a post teaching them about 5 self-love practices during the first 6 weeks postpartum. Self-love practices when you're having prenatal blues. Self love practices when you know, um, you're when you hit that 1 year mark, postpartum, in your first year of postpartum, whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, it could be anything. Self love practice after baby. From my Fat Mermaids business, which is my standard paddleboard business, self love practices that every woman should do every day. Like 3 self love practices, because people have things that are like, I can't do 25 things. I can do 2. The number 1 self love practice that all women should do every single day. What? I want to know what it is. Love your work. Like, I don't know how to make content for love your work. What do you love about your work? If I'm doing it for EmpowerHER way, what are 5 tips that I could give a woman wellness entrepreneur to love the work that she's doing? Yes, as an entrepreneur, how to use AI, to learn how to love your work again. And I could give them like automations, 5 automations that will help save your time and energy so that you can love the work that you're doing again. Heart centered advice that would be from you. It could be something as simple as like, if I could go back, 5 years from now and tell myself one thing, what would it be? This. A client you adore. It's a testimonial. Shout out somebody. I love shouting out the people that I've worked with in any form or fashion. What fills your cup? And if you're like, I don't know, then this bingo challenge is also to help you realize if you don't know what fills your cup, then you need to do some serious inner work, my friend. And so that is what this is built for. I did not copy and paste it so easily, but what I would recommend if you are not on the optimized content method alumni and you want to get the most of it, what I would do is I would sit here and think of one story for each of these titles. It would be something personal. Get on a Zoom with yourself and start recording. Just talk about whatever, but like self-love practice. My favorite self-love practice, or maybe I want to talk about, I never used to really do self-love. I thought it was dumb until blah, 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 blah. loved your work. There was a time where I actually hated my work. And then when I was in nursing, I was like starting to wake up and I dreaded going to work every day. I would cry myself to sleep and I would have like a bottle of wine every night just to like get through my days. That was when I knew that things had to change. And I literally packed up my entire life and moved cross country. Like that's a true story. So whatever it is, personal advice. If I could give myself personal advice, it would be blah 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 blah. Think about your ICA, your North Star. Who would you love to have as your client? And then make sure that they have a name. And then I would just be like, Maria, in my life, blah 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 blah, and keep going. Talk about the client you're adoring. Oh my gosh, my favorite client is, and then just talk about it. Then when you're done with that, you take that transcript and guess what you do? You import it into your ChatGPT that you're going to use these prompts for. I'm going to show you in a minute what the app actually looks like. And from there, when you click on the actual app, it will then give you literally a copy and paste prompt that you put into your ChatGPT like so. So this is just a chat in ChatGPT. This prompt is what I got from the actual Bingo self-love practice. But I would include the document here, add it or from your Google Drive. However, if you're like, that is too much work, self practice, you can just see what it gives you by clicking enter. For those of you in the optimized content method, so this is my season chat. This already, if you're an optimized content member student, you already know what this is. This was my full January one. That I created at the beginning of the month, and it's the one that's been helping me create all my content for the whole month. Um, I'm still doing, I have two separate chats, one that creates my content from my long-form content, and then this is just the one that I use for like just spare of the moment, like real life creation. As you can see, a whole month of content, super easy. I'm just like, oh, I have an idea. I want to make this. I want to make that. I can create images through here. Um, and at some point in the very, 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 very beginning, let's see, Alchemist content method people, you guys know, I started off with, here we go. Um, my 7-week lunar visibility calendar that I got here. Oops, was too aggressive in that swipe. And then I have all of that content plus my supporting content. So this is basically what I have here. And I'm going to then give it the base prompt with a little bit of zhuzhing. It already knows who I am. It knows my business. And so it's going to give me a really good 3 self-love practices every woman entrepreneur needs daily, not someday. Yes, because I want to be a little bit sassy. Self-love is business. And business isn't bubble baths every time off you earn. It's the small, repeatable choices that protect your energy while you build. Here's our 3 that I come back to every single day. 1, align priority. Choose the one task that actually moves the needle, and then let the rest wait. 1, regular pause, 60 seconds of breath, movement, or stillness before reaching or creating. I do that in the morning. And 1, self-honoring boundary. Stop when your body says stop, not when your to-do list is done. So I could totally do that as a reel. I could do it as a carousel. I could do it as a talking, just like Nicole Bicep. I could do it as just a reel of me doing B-roll with that hook, and then like a little point down, read the captions to learn what they are, and then have them in the captions. I could like judge it, but like, oh, these are a little bit more theoretical. Like, make them really, really practical. Or I could leave them as is. You play with that, but how much better it is that way as opposed to how it would be if I didn't have anything there. So when you go in, you may have to use your Google Gmail account to log in. You should see this first, gives you a really quick rundown of what it is, what you're signing up for. This just gets you into my system. You'll just fill it out if this is something you want access to. And then you just click get your parts, it will register you, and then you'll get access to the app itself, um, which looks like this. Okay. So I hope that helps and that I see you in here. Every time you post, it actually will allow you to share your content info with a link to those social posts that you created. It will keep track of your videos and you can even know somebody's going to learn something fabulous. If you have any questions, let me know below this video. Otherwise, I hope to see you on the inside of the challenge. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just click on the link that I put into the YouTube description. And for now, let's get ready to get our sparks for February all in all forms of love. Continue to be beautiful, continue to live from the heart.